Hey guys, welcome back to your channel. This is another Azure gaming video, and today's video we're going to talk about the Elric brothers, or Alphonse and Elric brothers. This is going to be a review should you pull for them. So we're going to talk about their TMR, SMR, and vision card, global upgrades that they got, normal form, brave shift form, how to use them, how to build them, damage comparison to other physical damage dealers, the best companions to bring with them in a party, and lastly, reasons for pulling. Alright, so before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the like and notification bell. If you already subscribed, thanks for the support. You can further support me by joining the channel membership. So by supporting the channel financially, every month you get additional perks like emotes and badges next to your name, and also some community spotlights. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so their Trust Master Award is 2 parts of 1 whole. This boosts physical damage against demons by 75 and boosts attack by 30 when equipped with fists. So it's the best TMR that gives Demon Killer. Note that TMR, not SMR, okay? There are better materia through the trials and events like Crucifying Coercion from Scorn of Azure, and Supreme Victor from King Behemoth's event, the one we can craft. The 30% attack bonus is especially great since they can equip Scarlet Gloves, a high flat attack fist weapon with LB damage. That's NV Madame Adele's SMR. Their TMR is quite useful for proccing their Trust passive. Their Trust passive is as follows. Chance to ignore fatal damage 100% when HP is above 1%, max 1 time. Increase LB gauge 8 per turn, increase static attack 600. So both their forms share the same Trust passive. It's definitely worth equipping their TMR to benefit from these. Next is their Super Trust Master Award. This is called Winry's Earrings. So Winry is another character in the anime. This gives flat attack and spirit 45, boosts fire, lightning, water, and earth resistance by 50. And this also reduces their MP consumption by 50%, which is only limited to themselves. So their SMR is a specialized versions of Knight's Medal. This is Awakened Rain's SMR, which gives 30 to all flat stats and all elemental resist. So instead of giving all those stats to those flat stats to all those stats, this focuses on spirit and attack, and also a lot of fire, lightning, water, and earth resist. So it has an average flat stats compared to Warlord Legards, which has 65, or Limited Moon, but it has 4 element resists at 50%. So this accessory can be quite useful in Dark Visions, where one has to gear for elemental resists without sacrificing too much offensive stats. So really goes great on your physical damage healer or spirit-based damage healer. The MP reduction certainly helps the brothers since they have a small MP pool. This is also useful in proccing their Trust passive. Their vision card is called the Portal of Truth. At level 1, it gives 50 flat attack, and at level 10, it gives 100 flat attack. At level 4 and 7, it gives attack 30 each, so that's unconditional attack of 60%. And boosts LB damage by 50% at level 10 only for FMA units. Alright, so their vision card has 60% unconditional attack passives, which is quite good, comparable to the Kingdom Hearts vision card. I forgot the name, but it had 100 flat attack and 60% unconditional attack. It's too bad that the LB damage bonus is limited to FMA units only. Otherwise, it would be really awesome. This is slightly worse than the recent attack vision cards that have 110 flat attack. It's still worth getting through for the for the Elric brothers themselves. So this will be best in slot for their vision card slot. This video is sponsored by Amazon Coins. Get 10,000 Amazon Coins for $80 instead of $100.
That's a savings of 20%. You can use the Amazon coins to buy lapis for FFBE. I placed a link in the description below. Check it out after you watch the video.
Alright, so we're going to talk about the global upgrades. They are different from their JP counterparts. They're a bit stronger in global. So let's just quickly run through them. Normal form, we're not alone. This has modifier boost 72 to 80. Earth Spear Transmutation, instead of 72 it goes to 100, and it imperils 130 Earth Imperil, so which is actually high, really high. It's on par with King Behimi's Earth Imperil. Stone Pillar Transmutation 65 goes up to 80. Heart of Metal, it's a passive. It gives 600 static attack when equipped with their TMR or SMR. Soul Transmutation, Earth Physical Magic Damage increase. Instead of 20, it goes up to 50%, so more than twice. And then new Principle passive, 100% True Dual Wield to 150% True Dual Wield. You only need 50% more to cap that. Onto the Braveship form, there won't be an exchange with you Scum. 80, one hit, and now it goes to 102 hits plus 120% Lightning Barrel, which is good. Victorious Agent Against the Truth, this is a passive. It adds 100% LB damage to them on top of the 50 they already have. So that's 150 LB damage, half of your LB damage cap, passive LB damage cap, which is good. Heart of Metal again, 600 static attack, and new Principle, 150% True Dual Wield. Alright, so global upgrades are really great. They didn't have a modifier boost for their LB though, but they're gonna be easier to build for LB damage and True Dual Wield. 600 static attack is certainly gonna help, and mod boosts to their chaining skills are always welcome. And do note that they will be doing more damage when they are imbued with Earth, because they have the Earth Physical Magic Damage increase of 50%, which is really high. Alright, so base stats, we're going to compare their normal form base stats with their Braveship form base stats. So they have higher attack, HP, and defense in normal form than their Braveship form. So if you look at that, base form has 408 EX3 attack compared to 405 EX3 Braveship form. It's not really a big difference, but they do have higher attack in normal form. They have higher MP, Mag, and Spirit in Braveship form. Not that those things matters, except for the MP though. Alright, so here are their resist and equipment. So they share the same resistances and equipment on both forms. They have a lot of ailment resist, and the ones that they aren't immune to are negligible, like silence and disease. They can also equip various types of weapons and all the armor types, making them very easy to gear. They don't have magic affinity though, and also they don't have elemental resistance here, but there's a passive that gives them 100% earth resist. Alright, so normal form, they can function mainly as a Earth Stardust Ray Chainer or a Tag Chainer. Their LB also tag chains. So their tag abilities can be accessed by both their normal form and Braveship form. So We Are Not Alone is a tag team attack that is shared between their forms. Physical damage 80 to one enemy. Earth Spear Transmutation is their 130% Earth resistance or Earth debuff, and then it does 100 Earth physical damage. Stardust Ray, Stone Pillar Transmutation. This is a slightly weaker version of Earth Spear Transmutation, but it's AoE. And then their LB is called I Won't Let Anyone Else Get Killed. Max at 30 hits, 50 LB. This is a tag LB. So this also mitigates damage taken by 70 for 3 turns while allies, which is quite high. I think NVA Beatrix in the future will have the same skill. And also boost Earth Resistance 100 for 3 turns while allies. Not really high modifier there for this LB, but it does chain by itself. And then Why Don't You Come Down Here and Try Me is also a static ability, accessible on both forms, increase attack to 50 and increase LB damage 100% for 5 turns to caster. You won't be really using this. I'll explain why in a bit. Alright, so they can also buff the party's offensive stats while unlocking new buffing skills and apply a 150% defense area effect to the allies area. So Soul's Transmutation, this will be your buffing skill. This self-damages themselves by 50% to themselves, and then increases attack and mag 300 for 4 turns on allies, so they can serve as a support character for offensive buffing. It also increases physical and magic earth damage 50%. This skill was upgraded. This enables Get Up You Novice skill. So Get Up You Novice increases attack 300 for 4 turns to caster, and this increases LB damage 200% for the caster. So this is the superior LB damage buff, so you won't be using the other one unless you didn't unlock this skill. Alright, so this skill enables This Fight You Lose skill. This Fight You Lose increases fire, lightning, water, and earth physical magic damage by themselves, and also fills their LB gauge to max. Alright. And then Focus on Surviving. This is defense area effect. I think that they are the first units that can do this. Off the top of my head, King Behemi will like this area effect because it's a defense scaling physical damage healer. Alright, so here are the normal form passives. They have really great offensive passives, but sadly hardly any defensive ones. Most notable are their natural resistance against almost all ailments. They can be built either true dual wield or true double hand, depending on your equipment. So they have 200% attack, 150% true dual wield, 200% true double hand, and so only you need 200 more. They have innate dual wield. They have 200% chain cap modifier and also 100% normal chain. So they chain extra fast than normal. LB damage is 100. HP, MP, defense, spirit is only 40. They are immune to all resistances except silence, disease, stop, death, and charm. They have 100% earth resist, and they have 100% human, stone, and demon killer physical. Miscellaneous passives, 8 LB per turn. That's a Trust Master passive. 10% MP refresh, gut, max 1 time, and static attack 600. Alright, so on to their Brave form. In their Brave form, they can imbue 4 types of elements to the party when they Brave Shift, as well as boost their damage when using the elements. So another cool thing about their imbues is that they dispel the current imbues that the party has before imbuing the new elements. So equivalent exchange fire. So these will all be the same effects, but for different elements. So exchange fire decreases fire resistance 50% for 4 turns to caster. That's a self-imperil, but you can just mitigate that with equipment. Remove some status effects to all allies. All elements added to physical attack. So all the elements except fire will be removed. And then add fire element to physical attacks for 4 turns to all allies. Increases fire physical magic damage 15% for 4 turns to all allies. So they're going to be able to do this for fire, water, and lightning and earth. So this makes them extremely flexible, especially in dark visions. If you don't have Mastermind Sun, or in place of Mastermind Sun, because they can spread the, they cannot spread the killers, but they can AoE imbue fire, water, lightning, and earth. They can also contribute by doing damage, as opposed to Mastermind Sun. He doesn't really contribute that much to the damage, but he can support chain and spread killers. So it just depends on your team. All right, so they still have access to their Chag chaining ability and brace reform. They also gain another non-elemental chaining ability that imperils lightning. This ability can be imbued with any element you want, so there won't be an exchange with use come. Physical damage 20 and 80 to one enemy, and decreased lightning resistance 120, Stardust Ray chaining. So do note that they can only imperil earth and lightning, they cannot imperil water and fire. So their Bridgeshift LB is their source of damage burst. This is how you make them do damage. It also has the same modifier as Last Will and Reagan's Bridgeshift LB. So I'm about to show you how outclassed you really are. A max 2 hits, 50 LB crest, and then physical damage 145 to one enemy. So not exactly a finisher skill, but it does do 2 hits. So few enough that you can fit it on a chain. Alright, so Bridgeshift form passives, they are about the same as their normal form except for their increased LB damage and physical demon killer. So they also gain stop resist but lose human and stone killers. So attack slightly less at minus 10%, 190. LB damage gains 50% at 150. MP gains to 20% for a total of 60%. They gain stop resist and 100% physical demon killer more, but they lose their human and stone killer. Alright, so how do we build the Elric brothers? So you won't need much LB damage gear since they already have 150 passive LB damage. You only need 150 more. If you have their vision card, you only need 100% more. 2 copies of Ultimo Blade, if you have those, will cap their passive LB damage. You can also equip Supreme Sword of Light or any other piece of equipment that has LB damage. But these are the best weapons for them because of the high flat attack and 50% LB damage each. So just showing you the best build here, but you can mix and match your builds. They have a lot of slots for LB damage and attack passives. Alright, so to cap their True Dual Wield, we would want Warlord Lagards for the high flat attack and 100% True Dual Wield. So that's an overcap, by the way. But we're mainly equipping it for the high flat attack and plus the True Dual Wield. Alright, so don't forget to equip their TMR or SUMR so we can proc their Trust passive. 600 static attack is really great, so you want to proc that. And then you just fill the other slots with killers, flat attack, and attack percentage gear if you're not already capped on attack. And they are good to go. Alright, pretty easy to build. Alright, how do we use them? So they can do their best damage in Bridgeshift form. So turn 1, we buff up in normal form and imperil Earth by 130%. Then shift on turn 2. And on turn 2, imbue Earth to themselves and the party. And then buff LB, then unleash LB on turn 3 and 5, and possibly on turn 4 as well, if you have external LB field support. Alright. They don't really fill their own LB gauge here using the rotation, but it's assuming you have LB support. They deal the most damage using Earth Element since their Magnus ability grants them 50% more Earth damage. They also do 130% Earth Imperil. So Earth is the superior element, but they can utilize Fire, Water, and Lightning. The modifiers below don't really reflect the Earth Amp and the Earth Imperil. So they would do more modifiers. They have more modifiers there if you take into account their Earth Amp and Earth Imperil. Alright, so let's compare them with the current physical damage dealers. So currently they're at 1 trillion for the STMR build. For their burst, they are at 1.6 trillion. Just half of Cobalt Blade Noctis, roughly half. But Noctis is locked to light, but Vermilion Blade Arden is not locked to anything. They do significantly less damage than him. So if you're looking for physical damage healers, you might have missed him in Noctis and Arden. I think Arden is still running, right? Arden's banner is running. But what they lack in burst damage, they do make up in their flexibility with the elements. They are excellent support units, especially paired with King Behemi, because he will benefit from their 150% defense area effect. All right, so looking down the list, they do more damage than last one, Regan, for STMR build, and Rainufina, and Riku, and Tifa. All right, so he's not really on par with the Dragoons, but they have their own strengths. All right, so best companions. These are just examples. They are not a fixed list. All right. So if I missed any units here, let me know in the comments. So Envy Faris can further boost her Earth physical damage by 25% via her Golem Esper field. So summoning Golem will make a field for Earth physical damage 25%. Envy Terra can also boost her LB damage by 25 LB damage area effect in her normal form Brave LB. Envy Eurasia can provide LB fill support, but any external LB fill unit can fill that slot. King Behemi, as mentioned before, has a 25% Earth amplification skill for the party. So he also benefits from their 150% defense area effect. So King Behemi and Elric brothers can make up the core of your Earth team if you're looking to make one. Envy Aranea, 25% attack field to further boost their attack. Stacks with Envy Faris' Esper field. And lastly, Venera, 90% defense debuff. She has the highest defense debuff in the game. Alright, so what are the reasons for pulling for the Elric brothers? So number 1, 4 AoE elemental imbues with respective damage amplifiers. Also dispels current imbues before imbuing. So they're extremely flexible as a support and damage unit. Number 2, excellent SUMR and TMR, as we talked about it. Especially their SUMR, really good for dark visions. And trials. 3 pairs extremely well with King Behemi to form the core of an Earth team. You can also add Madame Adele there for Earth. But Earth is not really popular right now in Dark Visions. Envy Faris and Envy Barts currently dominate the landscape there. But you're welcome to experiment with King Behemi and Elric if you have them. Number 4, fairly easy to build since their equipment pool is huge and their passives are almost at cap. They can equip virtually any armor and most of the weapons. So finding an LB damage weapon for them is not going to be hard. Number 5, can tag attack in both forms. So if you need someone to make a chain for your Dragoons, they can do so. They can also imbue the Dragoons with 4 of their elements. Number 5, 70. That's not 75. That's 70 general mitigation on their normal form LB. So if you're crossing a threshold, for instance, you can just pop their LB and they can do that 70% general mitigation. Number 7, you want to pull the other units in their banner like Roy Mustang and King Bradley. So both those guys got Neo Vision Awakenings. Roy Mustang is currently the second best fire magic finisher in the game, only behind Envy Terra. So if you're looking for a fire LV damage finisher, look no further than Roy Mustang NVA. So if you want Fire Mage, pull on the banner, see if you get Roy Mustang. And number 8, especially if you love the anime, there's no reason not to pull. These are limited units. You can only get them on this banner. Thankfully, the banner runs for 3 weeks, so you have 3 weeks to maybe save up some lapis, think about it, decide if you want to pull for them. You can also pull for them during the free summons. So I think it's two free summons or 3, not sure. Let me know in the comments. All right, so these are my reasons for pulling off the top of my head. If you have other reasons for pulling, let me know in the comments as well. And that's about it, guys. Let me know if this video has been helpful. As usual, this is Azure. I make FFBE and gaming content every day, and if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe or consider subscribing. You can also find me in various social media. The links are in the description. And that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.